Alright everybody, so it's been a while since I made a video. Been kind of busy lately with different things, personal stuff, and so I just then the weather was not that great on the weekend. This past weekend it was very hot. It actually reached some record-breaking temperatures. Excuse some of this, there's some wind right now, a little breeze. But I wanted to show you a pumpkin monster that I was working on. So this pumpkin monster, I started it actually last year. So most of it is from last year, and then I just made some, I guess you could say, some edits or some improvements. So starting off, so the head is paper mache, and it's also cotton that has been layered, and then it's been painted, and overall glue has been put over the cotton. Spray, hairspray has also been put over the cotton to dampen it down and smooth it out partially. And then after that, then I just went in with brushing paint over it, and then going over with layers of different spray paints. So that pretty much is the whole head portion. The stem is just a little piece of foam that's carved out, and then it's placed on top. So then the next part that was the improvement, let's see if I could zoom out here, is the body. So the body, this section was from a skeleton that was coming apart that I had years ago. I got from, I think, Party City, and it was okay for what it was at that time. I think I was probably 9 years old when I had gotten that skeleton. So I still have parts of it here and there, and I'm going to use parts of it for different projects. But for this project, I kept the rib section, and then for the arms, I'm using these are pine tree branches, or from a Christmas tree that I had. So I just cut the tree branches off, kept the branches, kept even the trunk of the tree, and then been using it for the branches and the trunk for different projects. So this situation, I used the branches for the arms, and then for the update to this monster, what I did was I didn't like how unstable it was, so I ended up drilling a hole on the bottom of this rib cage, and as you can see, there's a metal pole that goes down. So that's basically, it's going up into the rib cage, ends like about up to here, and then the pole just slides in. So this, actually, I could pivot this, so if I want to adjust its position a little more, I could always pivot it a little bit. And then as for the legs, so I was thinking maybe I'll make them kind of like spider-ish root type legs, since he is a pumpkin monster, so he is coming out of the ground. Technically, he's growing from the ground. So I took some of these floaties, and then I just used a knife, carved them, and then afterwards I use a heat gun. Somebody's calling me. And then with the heat gun, what it does is it actually opens up all the places where I carved. So as you can see, there's all these kind of like grains or something, you know, and that's because as you're heating it, the foam is shrinking. So so when you do that, you're gonna get these nice marks and then again it's just layers of paint. So I started off with a light green colored paint, and then I went in with browns and greens. So so once I did that, it seemed fine, and I just went in with a clear coat at the very end. So that's pretty much the update with this. The other thing I probably just to mention, the other thing I did was I added I took the saran wrap and then I wrapped it around over here. That's to hold the legs, as well as to make it look like there's some type of other growth going on. And I wrapped that around him so it's holding up the legs, and then afterwards with the heat gun I let it make holes into this, so that way it just kind of gives it like a more creepier, swampy, nasty look. And then I put creepy cloth. So with the creepy cloth I actually might add some more clear coat to it to give it a little more wet, slimier look. I could use also shellac with it, and then that might even make it look even more creepier. But this is just something, like, if you want to do it, you can also make one of these guys. Doesn't take too much work. I think mainly the time consuming portion of this guy is the head, because it's so big, but you could go about it any other way you want to. As you can see on this side, I'm making another pumpkin monster. This one is not gonna look exactly like this guy. This one's gonna have a more scarecrowish look to him, and then I have another one I have to make. The pumpkin itself is different. So this one, it's actually, believe it or not, it's plastic. It's like a harder, thin plastic, and I was able to drill a hole in the bottom and then stick this pipe right through it. It's on a cement base, so it's not really gonna go anywhere. But I had this around this pole with the cement base. Just excuse the noise if you can't hear, it's a truck coming by. So anyways, this one's going to be different. I'm going to use more of these tubings here, these floaty devices here, to make the ribs and more of the body sections. And then creepy cloth is pretty much going to go over it with dipped into clear coat, and then he should look pretty good. So that's pretty much it for this video. I just want to show you guys this pumpkin monster, the edits I've done to it, or updates I should say I've done to it. Again, it's something that you can do. Then also too, what I have going on here is I have real pumpkins growing and corn growing in this area. So by the fall, I plan to, this area here should be all covered with pumpkin growth. And then I have corn growing here as well, so I should have pumpkin stalks also coming up, and that will cover anything that you see right here. Now, most of this is going to actually be moved out by then, but either way, I think it will just help the scene more. And then we got our swamp scene here. There's a skull there that lights up at night, and then I have another light in the water that comes up, and it's a mister, so it kind of mists a little bit. So then that's what's going on there. I could also show you a little bit of the Frankenstein Lab. I want to do a nighttime version of that, because video for that, because I think it looks just a whole lot better at night. As you can see, I've been got a little more gory since the last time you probably seen the Frankenstein Lab. So that's because he needs to chop up body parts to make the monster, so that's why. And also because I just kind of want to get into this, want to tap into this a little bit. I haven't done anything really gory in a long time, so I kind of wanted to just try to get my get back into that practice to see about doing something like that. Again, I do try to do stuff that will make sense with the hunt. Again, this whole area is not yet finished. I still need to cover this wall, this siding right here, and I need to figure out, do I want to leave this like that, or do I want to, or is the monster going to be big enough to cover that? I still have to make that decision, because he's going to be 7 feet tall, so he's going to be about almost the height of where that beam is at. So it might not matter to cover the back side of that. More so it's this side that needs to be covered. So and he's inflatable, so I have to be cautious of what I use because I don't want to pop him. So that's pretty much it. Stay tuned for our next video. This kind of went a little longer than I expected. So yeah, so stay tuned for the next one, and then just keep watching and commenting. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, share, and all that stuff. And yeah, see you in the next one.